welcome to my first painting with me. We'll see how this goes. Who can say? Okay, first things first. Paper. This is a cold press paper. It is what I use most of the time. I have some other brands, but I like this one. The paper is not too textury, and I use it for watercolor and acrylic, even though it's watercolor paper. Step uno, tape. Tape is life. When you're adding a lot of water to your paper is gonna warp on its own. And so you wanna tape this bad boy down. I just do it directly to my table. As you can probably tell by the paint. Okay. We are going to play with color, AKA learn about color. These are my primary colors using magenta, primary yellow, and primary blue that exploded all over my last paper. It's fine, everything's fine. As long as it's not on my sweater, we're solid. I have a few different size brushes because I can never make up my mind on what I want. This is a round 5. This is a flat 2. This is a who knows what because it's not numbered. And this one is a 1. And I also, one of my favorites is the angled brush. No idea what size this is either. Magical size. Okay, so these 3 colors, you can make all of the colors. And we're gonna start with simple shapes that everybody should have some familiarity with. And where I like to start is fruit. Don't know why, but somehow, some way, if you give me crayons or sidewalk chalk or colored pencils and I don't know what to draw or color, I start with fruit. So first, I want some red. And you're gonna say, Cassandra, there's no red because you said magenta is a primary color. And take some of the magenta and some of the yellow. It looks a little bit red-orange, so I'm gonna add some more magenta. Boom, nailed it. And to make a strawberry, we're gonna do a little heart shape. Get a little bit more water, my brush is dry. It took me a long time to realize that you can thin down your acrylic paint with water like you would do for watercolor paint. But there you go, magenta and yellow make red. Since there's quite a bit of water there, we're gonna let that think about its life choices. Make some orange, so more yellow, smidge of magenta. Orange looks a little dirty. Make an orange. I should probably make these a little bit bigger so you can see them. oval. Yellow is so bright. Okay, now I need some green. Whole lot of yellow, smidge of blue. And we will make a, I guess, a lime. Make a little blueberry. And then some purple. Grab our magenta. Add a touch of blue. That's probably too much. And then we can do some little grapes. Or, better yet, a blackberry. See? I told you, primary colors. You doubted me, I know it. That's okay. Do we think we're dry enough? We might not be. Let's use the magenta and we'll make a watermelon for funsies. Okay. That feels pretty dry. Worst thing I am at is patience. The green looks a little wet, so we won't touch that one. Okay. Now that we have our basic shape, let me grab a smaller brush. Let's put some more color on it. Fill out this little strawberry. And we'll talk about other stuff too another time. I don't want to introduce too many things, too many ideas at once. So basic shapes, basic colors. Grab our orange. Uh-oh, Skiddios. I am notorious for not cleaning my water, and I go with it for a few reasons. One of them is it changes the colors that I'm using. So it's not like a flat orange. Now it's a little bit of a little dirty orange. It makes the color more interesting. We're going to steal some of our dirty orange. Make a little bit of a goldenrod color here for our lemon. So it's not so fluorescent. Looks like a raindrop lemon. Okay. We'll get our lime, which that's a bright lime. So let's darken up our green a little bit. A little oval here for our lime. And then we all know that blueberries are more on the purple side, so we're going to add a little pink to the blue. Darken it up. Okay. For the purple, since I started kind of with dark circles, I'm going to do some really watery purple to kind of fill out the berry shape. We'll come back to that. And for our magenta watermelon, we're going to leave the pink as is. Do a little stripe of green. And grab some bonus water and run it right next to the green. Kind of give it that pale edge between the green and the pink. And if the green is too light, dry off your brush a little bit, give it a second, and we can do another pass of the green. Not a big deal. That's the good thing about acrylic, is there's really no making a mistake because you could just paint over it. Not a big deal. Now that our purple's a little bit drier, and this terrible looking berry. That's okay. We are just practicing. With our colors. Okay. Now, what I want to show you with my very squeaky chair, so sorry. Let's see, maybe this one's small enough. Shading. A good rule to follow when you don't know how to darken something up is to use a mix of the color you're using with its complementary color. So on the color wheel, the opposite of red is green. So we're going to mix red and green together to make a smudgy brown color. I think I need more red. Okay, so now we have a brown from our red and our green mixed together, and we're going to use that to line the bottom and the side of our strawberry, like a C. Orange. Opposite of orange is blue. Might need some more orange. Scoot some over. Grab a smidge of blue. It's a lovely green. If you've never used orange and blue to make green, it is lovely. We're going to grab that and we're going to make another C to line the side and the bottom of our orange. And then we're also going to do some polka dots up here, because oranges usually have polka dots. Just shows the pitting or the little marks on the rind. And I guess we can do that with our strawberry right now as well. And we'll make those strawberry ones darker. Okay, lemon. The opposite of yellow is purple. Yellow and purple make a lovely gray. And get this one some polka dots too. Green, red. Add a little magenta. For funsies, I wanted it to be a little bit darker. Blue, orange. Purple, yellow. This poor brush, I think, is going to give up on me. And then the green, I'm going to come back and do a pass on this. And let's do some purple polka dots for the seeds. for the strawberry, make these little dots darker. How are we looking? I think we need some greenery around here. And now that I have my colors so thinned out, I do want to make it darker to go on top of the red. So I won't thin out my paint this time. And then for our little blueberry here, we need a little beautiful. Okay. The only thing we didn't talk about for opposite colors, pink. So if you're working with pink or magenta and you need the opposite, it's teal. Let's see if I can make some and just show you. And it makes this really pretty dark blue, almost purple color, depending on what color you have on top. So if you put pink on top of the teal, it's going to be more purple. If you put the teal on top of the magenta, it's going to be more like a deep blue. And I can do that with the others. So we have our purple. And get our yellow. And again, if you put the yellow on top of the purple versus the purple on top of the yellow, it will be a little bit different which way you mix it. Get our blue. And orange that I just completely muddied. Gives you that really pretty green. I think I need to make some more green for this. Okay, now that I finished doing other variations of our complementary colors, I'm going to grab a pen. This is a micron pen, but this one, oh, it is black. Okay. I like to doodle on top of my paintings. Sometimes I use watercolor pencils, and other times I use a micron pen. And not stick my arm into wet paint, hopefully. I don't worry about trying to follow the paint lines. Think about it more like illustration in a book like, or sketching. I like the sharp black against the color. I'll give this little orange a star. Do our lemon. And our lime. Our adorable little blueberry. Blackberry. Watermelon. And then always initials. Does it matter for this picture? No, and that's not the point. The point is practicing your initials. It is extremely difficult, in my world anyways, and it might just be me, could be my initials. Doing my initials with a brush is lovely at best, I think. So I always sign even when I'm doodling, just so that way I can work on it. At some point it becomes second nature, but sometimes it's wetter, sometimes it's drier. So it comes out looking different every time. Okay. I hope you had fun playing and tinkering with paint in a rainbow shape. See what I did there? We'll see what we do next time.